So here we are, Ford GT on the Atlantic Ocean Road in Norway. Ford GT on this road is just out of this world, it really is. You can't drive too fast on this road because they've got very low speed limits, but it absolutely doesn't matter because the scenery, as you can see from our film, is utterly beguiling around here.
The Atlantic Ocean Road on the west coast of Norway is truly one of the world's most incredible roads. And originally it was meant to be a railway line, not a road at all. Having pondered the idea for several decades, the Norwegian government abandoned their plans to link the villages of Karvag and Vavang by rail, and in 1983 they began to build a road to do so instead. And on July 7, 1989, the now world-famous Atlantic Road, also known simply as the 64, was completed at a cost of just over 120 million Norwegian kroner. The road itself is only 5 and a bit miles long, but it features a series of surreal-looking viaducts and causeways and 8 different bridges that really do fray the outer edges of your imagination. It's an extraordinary road to drive in any car, but in a bright yellow Ford GT with 647 bhp and 2 big black stripes on its roof, well, it doesn't get much better than this, quite frankly. I mean, look at this place. It is unbelievable.
I don't know, I'm not sure there are many more beautiful places on Earth, and I'm not sure there are many better, more beautiful roads on Earth than the Atlantic Ocean Road. So anyway, part 2, we need to get up to the Arctic Circle Raceway to go and break the lap record.
To reach the Arctic Circle Raceway, we drove the GT 500 miles north, past the town of Trondheim, and then along another amazing series of roads called the E39 and the E6. And I have to be honest, it really was an absolute blast. The GT looked and sounded and just was a quite incredible thing to witness on those roads. And then we met a nice man who had a very smart looking replica GT40 in full Gulf colours. The Arctic Circle Raceway is the northernmost racetrack in the world, and it sits just 19 miles outside the Arctic Circle itself. It was designed, built and opened in 1995 by a collection of local engineers, and nowadays it's used mostly for bike racing. And it really is one heck of a track, with 13 corners, most of which are really fast and flowing. Plus there's a tighter section between turns 4 and 5 that's actually meant to replicate the best bits at Laguna Seca. And in a Ford GT, well, it's pretty damn exciting.
So this is it, the Arctic Circle Raceway. This is the main reason that we came to Norway in the first place. And I have to say, it's pretty special.
With 647 bhp from its 3.5-litre twin-turbo V6, the GT has massive straight-line performance for sure. But if anything, it's the car's aerodynamic qualities that distinguish it most relative to other road cars. And this is what makes it so rapid around a circuit like the Arctic Circle Raceway. At its core sits a carbon fibre tub, but there's active aero at the front and rear, plus a vast carbon ceramic brake disc at each corner. All up, the GT weighs just a little bit less than 1,400 kilograms, and its top speed is 216 miles an hour. 0 to 60 miles an hour takes less than 3 seconds, which is pretty astonishing for a car that's rear-wheel drive.
But the grit this car has got, the composure it's got, just blows your mind. It really is a proper piece of work, and it suits this track down to the ground. The main reason we came here, all this way, to within 15 kilometres of the Arctic Circle, is to try and set a new lap record for this track. The current record stands at 1 minute 41 seconds. I'm not going to try and break that record for Ford, but I know a man who is, and I know a man who almost undoubtedly will, and that's Stefan Mucker, one of Ford's Le Mans drivers. I think he's going to break the lap record by a huge amount, to be honest. But that's not my duty, that's Stefan's duty. So basically, over to you, Mr. Mucker.
So after just a couple of sighting laps in the GT, Ford's Le Mans ace, Stefan Mucker, was already down into the 1 minute 38s, which meant that he and the GT had already smashed the lap record before either of them had even got properly started. But then Mucker did what racing drivers do. He climbed out, had a bit of a think, and then said that he could easily go quicker still. So the tyre pressures were dropped a bit, and back out he went, visibly trying quite a bit harder this time. And here is the unbroken footage of his fastest lap, with data and footage all captured by the smart new Ford Performance app. so precisely 1 minute 36.29 seconds later, that was that. Stefan Mucker and the Ford GT had a new lap record to their names. And our week-long adventure in this incredible country with this extraordinary car was over. And with that, we put the car back in the truck, gave it one last look for good luck, and we left Norway much as we'd found it. Which is to say, a very beautiful country that has some of the most extraordinary roads on earth and some of the nicest people you could ever wish to meet.